Hei, velkommen til en ny episode av Fathermattic. Denne gangen har jeg storfint besøk fra Brasil, and we're going to do something totally different. This time it's going to be in English. Follow up.
Mr. Worldwide.
Hello, Pedro, and really nice to have you here in Norway.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I knew straight away when we had a few talks here at work that you telling me you come from Programmatic, from working in LatAM and in Brazil. So I think having this video is actually really good, so that we could maybe look at some differences and maybe also similarities of how actually Programmatic is done in Norway and then Brazil. But first of all, please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Pedro. I've been working with Programmatic for about 3 years now. I've worked at Google and some digital agencies before that, and after that as well. And I'm a Programmatic Specialist, right? So what I did there was especially funnels and e-commerce. So.
Yeah, that's really nice. One of the things that I think is really interesting is maybe to look at when you do Programmatic, you do by inventory. The case here in Norway, and let's compare. I mean, Norway is a country of maybe 5 million people. In Brazil,
we have 100 million people.
Yeah,
so.
200 million, and that's an insane volume. And where we in Norway most likely could get the reach of most of the population, maybe from 4 or 5 publishers. I mean, you don't stand a chance maybe in Brazil or...
No, there's no way that's gonna happen at all. No, because we have our inventory is divided into many different publishers.
Yeah.
And there's no way you can cover all the ground within just hiring 1 or 2 publishers. That's why we usually run at first open inventory campaigns.
Exactly, and that's kind of where I've been buying before. Is mostly PMP deals directly with the publishers, and you would choose them. And I think that we in Norway are maybe a bit lucky, and also maybe when you think about it, maybe a bit too easy, because I guess mostly it's bought Open Exchange.
Yeah, I think Open Exchange has been more and more popular over the years, especially like the waterfall. The waterfall is dying. That's what I like to say, because we used to buy a lot from direct buys and PMPs, and now we're doing more Open Exchange in order to be able to test the campaigns better. And then when you get good results, then you go for a PMP, for example, or then you go for a direct buy for a Programmatic guaranteed deal or something like that. But yeah, it's definitely different from your picture here.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the state of Programmatic. In Norway, Programmatic has been now for quite a while, and I think the market is adjusting quite good to it. And you see a lot of the mid-sized companies, big companies are using it to advertise towards users. But how is kind of Programmatic taken in Brazil? Is it something that people do a lot? Which companies are doing it?
Yeah, well, right now we only have big players in Programmatic, big companies. There are not many mid-sized companies that invest in it unless they're from e-commerces.
Of course,
because the old type of industry struggles a lot with these new technologies. I actually came from old school advertisement, so I came from traditional media into digital media.
All right.
Right. So all in all, I've been working with advertisement for 7-8 years.
Would you say that e-commerce companies are the ones that are using it the most?
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. And the thing about it is, although they're growing a lot, the clients and the agencies, they are still not very knowledgeable about the technology.
Okay.
So there's a lot of room to improve.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of communication to improve as well.
And how is it? Is most of the Programmatic bought through media agencies, or actually somebody doing this in-house as well?
90% of the times, the client has a digital agency.
Yeah.
I've only seen a couple of times for very specific clients that they manage it in-house.
Okay.
But it usually goes through an agency. And something that is really hard in Brazil, and Latin America in general, not
Yeah.
only Brazil, is that we don't have a lot of people who know programmatic.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that can be a problem.
That is a problem because even the companies like the brands, they don't have someone who really understands it to work like in-house and can control the agency's work. So it's really hard to define goals, and it's really hard for the brands to know if they actually like how it was made, how it was done, and
Yeah.
if they reached what they expected.
Yeah, and this I think is maybe a similar kind of thing in Norway. I mean, I could probably count on very few that actually is a programmatic buyer, and it's maybe hard to get that kind of talent into the company straight away, and then you have to work with the media agencies. But how is it in terms of the knowledge, as you said, about the customers? Are the customers knowledgeable about programmatic and what it includes?
Right now, I think they're getting a lot. They're getting up to speed pretty fast, or at least some industries are, like some segments are. I've seen beautiful things done last year, especially within the car industry.
Okay.
In particular.
Yeah.
But all in all, they're not very knowledgeable. So
Okay.
they do not understand what are the possibilities. And of course, then it's really hard to make up a strategy.
Yeah, of course. And then you, of course, need good people that actually can explain this complex ecosystem.
Definitely.
There's so many tech vendors, and from my last episode, I made a vlog about a comment actually on the transparency related to cost in programmatic. And from my point of view, it's quite transparent coming from media agencies. But let's talk about Brazil. Are people taking advantage? Maybe let's say the media agencies or people working programmatic.
Yeah, you see, I think it's really hard to run an agency nowadays in general, because most times they're like, you get paid a markup from the budget from the campaign, right?
Of course.
So you actually expect to use all the budget, or else you won't get paid, basically.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a good model.
No.
Because I've seen many times that, for example, a given line item, a given campaign is doing great.
Yes.
But it's not spending as much as the agency would want.
Okay.
So when, I don't know, the last 3 or 4 days, they just like set up the targeting to make it really broad, and the metrics go down, but they don't really care.
Yeah. This is kind of shady business in so many ways, because the media agency, of course, needs the volume to get the percentage back. But should it go out of the KPIs that is important for the customer?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's really hard, you know, and especially because there are very few. I think there are very few solutions or technology right now that can do inbound marketing well.
Yeah.
Like in a holistic view.
Okay.
It's really easy to get to do this kind of thing and just get it, and the client not realize it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really easy to cheat.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Is it? I mean, from my perspective, talking about the Nordics in Norway and my company is that, and from my time in media agency, that this is quite transparent in many ways. But is it easy to cheat the customer? Do you think, and is it being done in big scale?
I don't know if big scale.
No,
I don't know if big scale. It is being done, definitely.
Yeah.
Something that has been happening lately, which I think it's great, is that many brands are actually hiring different companies, different agencies for, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months. And then have them compete under their own account.
I think this is great. Yeah.
So that they can see who performs better.
Yeah.
right?
And also actually giving evidence of what is going on under the hood of Programmatic, and then comparing them.
Exactly.
And then it's easier to see if the cost is different from each other, how were they performing against the KPIs. And I think it's important not just that you have a competing competitor, but maybe a third party that actually goes in and check as well if everything. But from my point of view, I mean, if you feel and have the feeling that the company that you're working with is cheating, it's time to move over to another. I can understand this is the thing in Brazil now, that they're actually competing.
They're competing, and also there's something that I've seen a couple of times, that the client isn't knowledgeable for any reasons, and sometimes this company, this agency, is not really good at programmatic.
Yeah,
they might be really good at search, for example, but they got this client. The client wants to run programmatic, and they do.
Yeah.
And they don't perform well, and the client doesn't know, and actually they don't even know also, like, because they think that's like good ground, and it's not. Like the KPIs are wrong, you know.
But how do you educate the customers in Programmatic? I mean,
I think something that I've seen really often is that you have an account manager, and then you have the programmatic team who are subject matter experts, and they don't join the conversation early. So many times
here
like, no, really, like many times you have the account manager who's doing his job, but he doesn't know how the technology works. So I think like you have to onboard the programmatic team as soon as possible, as early as possible, in order to have all the key values in place, and you know what to expect, right? Programmatic is often too hard. It's often too complex. So you really have to divide it into a sales team or account management team, if you will, and then the guys who know how it goes.
I couldn't agree more with you here, actually. I believe that the programmatic team has to be clearly within the strategy set, and at that time maybe an account manager is put to the customer, and their knowledge of programmatic is maybe a little bit like this, and then they don't get the point of view of a programmatic buyer in it. So I believe actually getting more transparency in it is actually having people with the right skill set at the meeting with the customer. And of course, I think if you're going to survive in moving forward, transparency is actually the key. Okay, Pedro, let's talk a bit about who are the biggest tech vendors in the countries, because for my feeling in Norway, it's kind of, we have, of course, Google, which is a major player, but we're using AppNexus in very many times, because it's both on DSP and SSP here in Norway with a lot of the publishers, and of course Adform and other tech vendors. But how is that in, for example, Brazil? Is it...
I can say like in the whole LatAM region, Google owns the market. Google and Facebook. Right?
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, for example, AppNexus, we have it there, but they call themselves independent.
Okay.
Like as if they were small, which they're not. Right. There are a couple of publishers, big ones that work with AppNexus in particular. But yeah, Google just dominates the market.
And why is that?
I believe it has to do that back in the 90s, Google got really popular really quick, and they were the first ones to allow us to do advertisement with AdWords, and then I think they just were able to upsell, and they have a really strong brand in Brazil when it comes to technology.
Okay.
So people trust them.
Yeah, so it was kind of, they were early on with search coming in, and then just were managing to upsell programmatic moving forward.
Exactly. Yeah. And now I honestly think they have, I don't know, 90% of the market.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Maybe more, but yeah, it's...
How do you feel about that? That there's just one player? I mean, do you see other competitors actually coming in competing against Google, the giant?
I think it's horrible to have only one guy with all the market in general, because there are a lot of good tech companies that sometimes even perform better or could perform better, and they don't have the chance because it's really hard for them to get in the door.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, so they come in and then, okay, we hear you, but we have Google here. So
Exactly.
yeah, it's almost like that.
So it's really hard for them to actually get in touch with their clients.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because I think everyone would benefit from having more diversity and more competition.
And this, I think, both of us, this is nothing bad against Google. Great product, but I mean, I think a little bit of diversity is actually good for the whole ecosystem.
Exactly, and let them compete. Whoever's best will own the market, right?
Of course.
So it's gonna be great for the brands. It's gonna be great for everyone.
Yeah.
So yay for competition.
Yeah. So as we talked about when we talked about inventory, I mean, buying Open Exchange also means that you're probably gonna get a lot of ad fraud. So this is kind of every time a programmatic buyer hears the word ad fraud is go. But you know how it is. I mean, in Norway, buying through the PMP deals, we actually shown that this almost ad fraud is not happening. It's under like 5%, which is very low.
Really low.
Yeah, really low. And that's one of the benefits of buying PMPs with the publisher directly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like ad fraud is more of a problem to the publishers because they might not get paid. But for the buy side, it's definitely not that much of a problem.
Yeah.
We're much more worried about brand safety.
Yeah. So is it kind of that you're actually got comfortable about ad fraud how happens? So it's almost like cancer in your body. You just live with it. You might cure it.
Exactly. You know it's gonna happen, right? We still don't have enough technology to overcome 100%. And the hackers are really good as well. So they're also developing their side, right? But that's something that is gonna happen, and we don't care as much about it. What is really important, especially because we buy a lot of inventory in Open Exchange, so you really know this is going to happen. There's no way around it.
Of course.
Of course, it's something you don't expect in a PMP deal, but then you already had a contract or conversation, whatever, with the publisher, right? No, we're really much more concerned about brand safety because since we're buying in Open Inventory,
this is interesting.
Since we're buying in Open Inventory, you really don't want to buy these lots where your brand might be hurt, right?
Of course.
So I think that's our concern right now.
So almost going a bit, you are comfortable with ad fraud, but the biggest concern is with brand safety, and it makes perfect sense.
I think comfortable might be a big word. It's not like we like it or you just accept it's part of life. Basically,
it's part of it.
It's part of it. So we definitely still buy inventory independent of what happens there.
Yeah, super interesting. And for the last question, what do you want for Programmatic in the future?
Well, I want it to be competitive. Like real competition, not only one player winning the whole market. I want to be transparent because being transparent will help the brands to believe in the market, right? And it will also make the best agencies win. So I think these are the two things that I like the most.
Of course, of competition, having the best player actually win is most important. Just like when Norway beat Brazil in football, I mean, it should always be the best to actually get the contract in the end, right? Thank you really much for your time. This has been really good. Og dette var da en helt ny episode av Fathermattic, denne gangen på engelsk, så har vært veldig interessant. Takk for at dere har hørt på norsk-engelsken min. Dersom du likte denne videoen, så er det bare å hitte like på den, og dersom du ikke er medlem eller subscriber, så gjør du det akkurat her.
Tusen takk.
Tusen takk. Obrigado.
De nada.
Tusen takk.